welcome to the world of ability. You are in the right place at the right time because I almost said Friday. It's Saturday. Saturdays at 1 o'clock Central. This is the place to be. If you want to join me on Zoom, you can always do that too. I always like having guests to interact with and have conversations with. We are here with World of Ability Podcast Network, and we're on Zoom. The meeting ID 404 058 6152. 404 058 6152. You are welcome to join me. I've got some stories to tell in the meantime, but it's been a great day already. If I said lake hair don't care. I think so. If you don't like how my hair looks, blame the lake. I was in the lake all morning. Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. We had water ski lessons today. We do that twice in the summertime. We give lessons to local folks that sign up. Usually it's kids, but sometimes we have adults as well. I was on the boat with a bunch of kiddos today, and I actually was in the water. And if you've ever seen a boat, do you know what a boom is? You see people water skiing with. So actually, Kurt, if you're listening, we're getting a call from John. If you want to give him a buzz back, I can't take the call right now, but he is reaching out. So we are using a ski boat that has a boom, which is a metal bar that goes like straight out the side of the boat, so that instead of having a wiggly rope, you actually have something solid to hang on to when you're learning how to ski. So we had some kiddos on the boom. I got to be in the water with them, and so I literally was hanging onto the boom as well and like dragging along, like kind of body surfing, and skipping along next to the kiddos that are learning how to ski. And so it was so much fun, but I'm like, I use some muscles I haven't used lately. So right here, it was so much fun. I need to do more monkey bar kind of stuff. Get in shape for this for next time. But my goodness, what a great day. We had people skiing for the first time ever today. So much fun. We love to share what we do with our ski family. We, like say, Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. We do have a great time together with what we do skiing, and the chance to share the sport we love. A lot of what we do with World of Ability, this all started with adaptive water skiing. So again, still attached to what we love to do, water skiing. And today though was the population of folks that are learning how to stand up ski, and we had some great success today. I'm so proud of those kids. So there was some hesitancy, it's all new stuff, right? Putting these big skis on their feet and hopping in a lake, all these things. It was so much fun. This group, there's a great program wherever you are. If there are a lot of opportunities out there for learning how to ski like this through the USA Water Ski. So the website usawaterski.org. Somewhere on there, there are links for opportunities to learn how to water ski. I know they had a program. I believe it was called Get on the Lake, Get on the Water. Do some Googling, you'll find it pretty quickly. It's all about teaching folks how to ski and growing the sport of water skiing. And I know in the past they've had it real easy to access. I'm sorry I didn't think about this ahead to try to find that site to share right now, but there is definitely a place on the usawaterski.org site. Or again, if you just Google Get on the Water, look it up and find, you can look by geography, you can look on a calendar. I know there was lots of ways you could search to see what might be opportunities for you to be able to join in and participate. Some places are free, some places have a cost. It all depends on all the factors, right? But at least through USA Water Ski like that, they provide the insurance side of things, and that's where there may be a cost involved. Sometimes they have grants where some of the clubs get that part funded ahead. Look it up. The details are available, and just read what's in front of you so you know what it is that you're doing. But learning how to ski with a ski club like what we have is such a good way to go, just because you for sure are with people that that are good skiers and know how to, at least for the most part, should know how to teach that skill, which just makes it better odds of success when you are trying it for the first time like that. So we are really, I'm so proud of the kids that joined us today and actually learned how to water ski. So I see we've got a wonderful friend joining us here. Dr. Harvey Loomstein is in the house. Harvey, how you doing?
I am doing great. Can you hear me? Yes, you can.
Yes.
Uh, Listen, I'd known that I would have come up to Minnesota and or Wisconsin, wherever you are, and learned how to water ski.
Oh, you should come on up. It is so fun. We had a great day. We were out on the lake with the Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. I still have lake hair going on. I was in the water and having a great time with the kiddos and, well, kids and adults. My group were mostly the younger kids, but we got them skiing. It was fun.
It is, and it's very freeing.
Yes, that's a great word. That is a perfect word to describe because it really is. I think I actually that is probably the best descriptor word for it because I still remember it was the summer before 8th grade was the first time I ever water skied, and to this day I still remember the feeling of being on the water that first time, and I even remember a bit of what it looked like because it was such an impact. And that freeing feeling like you're describing. It was so wonderful.
Yeah, well, we boated for a while, um, probably from 1960. No, that's not right. From about 1980 to about 1987, 88. And then the kid got to be 10 years old and he wanted to play soccer and do all the things that the kids do. But being on the water is it's there's really nothing like it. Just for rest and relaxation and kicking back.
It's
Uh,
amazing. I with what even what I got to do today with I was the in the water help. So once they
Me too.
once they took off, I actually got to just kind of float out there for a while too and oh just to float is great. It
I
was
hope
real,
I hope you had either a life vest or a ski belt on.
always a life vest when we're especially when we're doing something new like this. Having a life vest on is definitely the way to go because then we can relax out there and not have that extra worry.
I had a ski belt. You still had to like tread water even with a ski belt. The life
Uh,
jacket, you don't have to do that.
yeah, we've
Of
got
course,
everyone has to wear the Coast Guard approved life vests out there, especially on a day like this during the Learn to Ski event. Part of it is being good examples of what proper gear, proper technique, all the things.
and when the Coast Guard comes and boards your boat to make sure you have everything.
You want to be sure you do. Gotta know the rules to play the game correctly and safely, and yeah, doesn't pay to cut corners or because realistically, you don't want to be the Dumbo out there that's not doing it right because too many things can go wrong in a hurry.
Absolutely. And there was a time when we were skiing with friends and my I was in the water, my wife was skiing and this water moccasin came floating by. I just
Really,
stopped. Oh yeah. We see that's what we have down here in Texas. You don't have those up there. No.
I'm trying to
And
picture what
and
they what that would be
it,
like.
my belief was always if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. And that night when we got back into the motel and we were reading, I was reading that the local place where we were staying put a little newspaper, and it was saying water moccasins are very aggressive. They'll jump into your boat. I
Oh
went,
no!
oh,
Oh boy!
yeah, that's a whole new No, but when you're out there and the water is just floating around and you're just floating around, time 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 doesn't stop, but it really stands still.
I,
It doesn't move as fast. It slows down. It doesn't stand still. It slows down, and that's wonderful.
it is just that relaxing, even the motion of just a little bit of waves, and it's soothing, it's calming, it's wonderful.
Do you guys have ski boat? I mean, the regular ski boats with the thing up on top and the bar and
Ours do not. We actually have the pylon that is basically a big stick in the middle of the boat, and you attach stuff to that, and that's the style we have. We have actually two boats that are inboard motors and two boats that have the outboard, the where you can see the motors on the back. So when we had one of each of those on the water today, and they're
yeah,
big
hang on.
motors.
They call it hang on power.
Uh huh. Yeah, those boats are have enough power to take. Let's see, enough people to build four three high pyramids behind the boat. So how many people is that? I gotta think here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 24 people. And pretty
What,
easily. 20,
each boat's towing 24 people.
well, it'd be 12 people on skis, and each of those base people on skis have somebody on their shoulders. And that's how they start out, is literally sitting on the dock with somebody on their shoulders. Everybody's got their own rope. But the person on shoulders, they just need to keep the rope in their hand. They don't need to use it to start off the dock. They need it once they are up and
Oh,
skiing,
you're
and then they
doing
climb.
big time things up there, aren't you?
Some today, no, but that's what our club does.
Wow.
And you know
Yeah,
what? I can even pull up some
we have a
pictures.
we didn't even have a we didn't have that up on the lake. I mean that there's a place down here in Dallas that's like a cove off of a lake, and they do the jumps and they do and the
Hmm.
boats are loud and but you can go and watch them. It's really neat. See that kind of stuff I think is I don't know. That, that's a little too um inter, that's a little too risky for me. Even in my younger days, I wouldn't have done that.
Let me see. I'm actually trying to come up with some pictures here to see if I can. You know what? I'll just scroll through what I've got here. Let me share my screen. I've got some pictures from
Okay.
a show we did recently. Um, Give me a quick second here. I gotta find the share button. There we go. And there's a wonderful gentleman. This Brian Leach comes and takes photos. He's awesome. I
I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay.
can't thank him enough for all that he does for our club here with yeah, the girls getting ready to doing the hair. Let's see. So when they take off, let me go ahead and just go ahead and make this bigger. See, they're starting off sitting on their shoulders. And actually, you can see they've got a rope coming off behind them. That is going to turn into a three high pyramid with the people in front, and they're pulling a three high pyramid behind them. So hopefully, there's another picture later on with that built. Oh, and that's what it looks like. She is leaning back a little far. that's that's exaggerated. Oh, and that is part of the problem. They fell. And you don't have to be the big strong dudes. This is all girls. Actually, the girl on the bottom here is actually our daughter. She's taken off with somebody on her shoulders.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, and actually, let me back up one. Look in the background there. That's the audience in the back. We have uh, easily 100, sometimes a couple hundred people that come and just they bring a lawn chair, sit and enjoy the night. There's an announcer on shore explaining what's all going on, and there's a theme to the show.
And do you do that on Saturday nights or Sunday night?
This is actually every Thursday night. And And so yeah, here's our audience. Here's our announcer. He's all in a Western theme because that's what it is this year. It's Skiweed Saloon. Ooh, actually, I've got our book here too. Instead of seaweed, it's Skiweed Saloon. So it's all a Western-based show. And let's see, and they're sliding off the dock here to go jumping. This is what it looks like when they take off. Everybody's on shoulders like that. They literally just took off from the dock. And that, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I believe that's 12 couples out there. Let's see
And
what
one
they built.
boat.
Out behind one boat there. Oh, there's one that's going down. I don't know if they made it or not. We'll have to look. This is after they came back.
Is that your
doing
daughter
dance.
there?
Yeah, she's in there. I haven't looked at these yet, so oh, there we go, Skiweed Saloon. They got the the barn doors there. Oh, and we got he's wearing trick skis. They're little short ones that you can go frontwards and backwards. And somebody fell, so she's got both ropes. They are going on the barge out to a remote location so that they can start out on the water and then ski in. And this is a little one who is learning to ski. That's called a U-ski that she's on.
We down here we call it a boogie board.
Ah, okay. And that's another one of our announcers. Oh, there he is going over the jump. He's got some distance on that one. And you can see he's got both hands he's using to do moves with his girl. That rope is actually attached to a belt around his waist. So if he falls, there's somebody in the boat whose job it is to release they call it pinning it. You pin the rope and the people end up in the water. So that's actually this summer, that's one of my jobs. I'm in a boat and that's part of what I'm doing is I'm making sure they stay safe. So if he was to fall, we release him into the water so he does not get hurt. And I think they were supposed to have a 4 high on that one, but they must have lost somebody. But still looking pretty good there. And our jumper we have this year is amazing. I'm pretty sure he pulled it up. We had 2 going over. Oh, I'm not sure if they both made it or not. Heck yeah. I'll just keep scrolling through here quick so you can get kind of just a flavor of what they're all doing. So yeah, one guy was doing a helicopter around, the other guy did a front flip. And oh yeah, that did not end well.
Do they do things where they change ropes?
The closest thing this year is we have the guys, they call it doing a whip up. So we have one guy that went over the jump, and then we park him in the water, and we throw a second rope out to him. So now he has 2 ropes, and he's just waiting. The next boat comes through with a jumper, and as they turn around and come back towards the audience, I'm in the boat that's picking the guy back out of the water that has the 2 handles, and they whip the second jumper up. He lets go of his handle and flies up to our boat and grabs the handle out of the other guy's hand. So now we have 2 people behind our boat where we only had 1 before. So that's the closest we have to that. Let's see. Let me go ahead and I'll keep scrolling through here. Actually, the gentleman on the right here with the red on, he is a barefooter. And he actually is, what is he now? He's in his 70s. 73, 74, I've lost track now. He's been in the club since day one. So he's been in for over 40 years. Still one of our best skiers. In his 70s. Like, he could take me off on his shoulders and build a pyramid, and they call him the Rock for a reason, because he is solid as a rock. And the girls are doing a little ballet dance there before they take off, and they're on one ski. They start off standing on the dock with one ski on, and they do what they call a hop dock, where they literally just step forward and ski away. and then they hold onto the rope with their toe. And yeah, our daughter's smack dab in the middle there. And then between the legs, so they're still hands free. And again, somebody's in the boat where if somebody is to fall, they pin them, and then the ropes and everything in the water. And he's on a single trick ski. It can do flips. This was the same guy that was flipping on the jump.
See, so we down here, we don't see that in the lakes
Hola.
on the weekend.
Gotcha. Oh,
But when we used to go up during the week, the guy who got us hooked on skiing and boating, he would do all kind, he'd ski barefoot,
nice.
right? I mean, but he was an athlete, and but we never saw things like that. For that, you have to go to a water show.
And that's where in Wisconsin, there are, what did we figure? There's more than 30 locations across the state of Wisconsin that have ski shows like this. Oh yeah,
Not
let me
down
back up.
here.
So these guys are on 2 skis and they're on their way up to 40-ish miles an hour, and they're going to literally jump out of the 2 skis and barefoot. Oh, one made it, one didn't. He's diving in there. He made it. And there, these guys are barefooting. Oh, tumble turn too. Bring it back around, and oh, that's a great shot.
That is a great shot. All things considered, that was a pretty great shot. Caught the rope
Yeah.
going away, the guy going down. This is what happens when things don't go so well.
Yep. This is our conventional doubles. So yeah, actually, again, this the closest guy here. He's in his 70s, and he's doing this with his granddaughter.
Oh, wow. That's so neat.
So it's kind of nice to have. They got 3 generations in doing this. And they're barefooting again. Yeah, we got a lot of great pictures from this show, and there's a theme. There's skits in between as we're waiting for the water to calm down, and so this is a fun one. The girl that's standing on the edge of the dock here, there's a guy skiing that's gonna pick her up. He's got that belt on, and he literally just picked her up off the edge of the dock there, and they ski away.
He's got to have really good balance.
Yeah. He's been skiing since he was a little kid. He is our show director this year. And actually, they're going to be competing next week. The state tournament for Wisconsin is next week, starting. So next Thursday during the day is when they do their individual competition, and then team competitions start on Friday. And our team does not compete. We're one of the few out of the 30-ish teams across the state. We're one of the few that does not compete. Most, that's part of their deal. So,
Hola from San Carlos.
hello, how are you?
We're great.
Hi, everyone.
Are you finishing up? Can we join in for a few minutes here?
You betcha. Here, I'll come back to this.
So thank you so much. We're live here from San Carlos, Mexico at the Santa Maria Centro with Brennan Williams, Jennifer, Hallelujah, Jen. And we are having our summer sound bath healing here and doing a blessing. And they're going to be traveling to California for the summer. And we wanted just to introduce them again. Sue, if you have any questions? And this is a sound bath chakra healings. And I know you always are the great interviewer. So you met Brennan in the past. We talk about mind, body, and spirit. And I'm a Reiki master and energy healing to lift your vibrations. And these different sound bowls have different frequencies to raise your vibrations. So Sue, you have any questions? Dr. Harvey, nice to see you again.
Hi, nice to see you guys, and I'm interested in hearing this and watching it.
He's interested in hearing it. You want to give us a little sample here? I just received for an hour, And he's got this amazing triangle and it just elevates. And I feel so much more strength in my arms. We did it in my swimming pool on Valentine's Day. So, and all these different techniques, flutes, drums, crystal bowls, sound bath.
Yeah.
So for those who've never seen this before, can you, I see all the colorful bowls there. Can you just give us a little description of what we're looking at? And then, yes, I would love to hear this.
Yeah, so we have an assortment of crystal singing bowls, as well as Tibetan singing bowls. This is a tongue drum. We have a crystal harp, crystal pyramid, 3 gongs, 6 flutes, wind flutes, and a couple of medicine drums, a rattle. Shaker. Mhm. And each one of these instruments has been traditionally used in shamanistic practices for sound healing therapies. So we'll give you a little taste here. Jen, you want to take it away?
Well, and actually, we're not hearing anything right now. You may have to make an adjustment on your phone, Marianne, so that we can hear original sound for musicians needs to be turned on.
Okay. That's a setting I think on your phone. Let's check it out here. Oh.
Yeah, I think I remember that last time too. Original aspect ratio, auto. Backgrounds.
Yeah,
video.
original sound for musicians will be the thing that we'll need.
Okay.
And I know on mine, it's in somewhere in that audio settings there. Well,
Yeah, let's see.
you know probably better than I do, Brendan.
No, I mean, honestly, I don't do many of these Zoom calls. Most of what I do is here in the, just here. All right.
Is that on the phone? Is that
Yeah,
where that's at?
we're on our phone, but I'm trying to get to sound. Is that was enough? No, avatars, video filters, backgrounds, appearance. I'm not seeing anything for sound.
If you click on the little up arrow next to the audio microphone down on the
Okay.
bottom,
There we go.
and that says noise microphone modes, and one should be original sound for musicians.
See here. I'm not seeing that, Miriam.
Oh, no, we're not seeing it.
Too bad, that's too bad. I think it might be something they have to turn on in your settings for your.
Okay, well, we're having an audio technical difficulty, but anyway, we will be able to upload. How about this? We did can you see us?
I can see you, yes.
We did just an hour sound bath with the entire video. We've been more than happy to send it to all of you, as well as to send it to Dr. Anthony Sorelli for Nonprofit TV to showcase this amazing hour. So, but yeah, so yes, sorry for the technical difficulty, but we appreciate all our sponsors, the Disability Channel, Jay Stoyan, out of Toronto, Canada, On the Mark TV, Phoenix, Arizona with 220 networks, Dr. Anthony Sardelli in Texas with Nonprofit TV. And we are introduced to Helene, who is going to be opening up Nonprofit TV in Las Vegas. So good things are happening, and we will be happy to send you the videos. So thank you so much for your time. We got to pack them up.
I have a question.
They're coming to California. Where are you going to be?
Yeah, we're gonna be in the Los Angeles, Orange County area.
I have a question.
Okay,
Go
go ahead.
Do you have a routine that you do that you've worked out because it has a specific therapeutic value?
Yeah, so each sound bath is a little bit different, depending on kind of who's there and the energy in the space. So a lot of what we do is, I would call through intuition. or following divine guidance as we sit here inside the temple, surrounded by angelic messages and pictures and things of that nature. There's, you know, a really great energy in this space and in this temple. And so, you know, so that comes through in different ways as you're playing guidance to, you know, strike different instruments at certain times, or, you know, sometimes through like ear ringing and different things like that, where you can feel that there's a presence or an energy. And so a lot of it's just kind of allowing yourself to let go of your, you know, basically allow that to flow through you. And then, so it's not a standard routine. I think every sound bath is different. And where, you know, what we play for a backing track, backing frequencies, in addition to the live instruments and live frequencies. But it's not like we come in necessarily with a set plan. We kind of have to feel out the space, the room, and the people that are present, and then play.
So I
Thank
have a
you.
quick question for you too. So, Brennan, Dr. Harvey is a medical doctor, and, you know, during the,
Spoken before, yeah.
yeah, so during the pandemic, I was interpreting sign language and talking about social spatial distancing and that solfeggio frequencies. We should have been playing RID virus around the world 24/7. Hospitals should be playing this 24/7. Do you have any advice? And we've talked with On the Mark TV too about this. They're going to be doing some.
There's a lot, and there are, I'm seeing it pop up into more kind of Western medicine mainstream, where they actually have sound bath practitioners that are walking through the different wings and spending time with patients and adding those frequencies. There's, you know, whether or not people want to believe they bring true, you know, healing, quote unquote, it's undeniable what it does for our nervous system and for, you know, when people's nervous system is at ease and the body's able to kind of repair itself. And I think that's the real beauty in this, is that, and that's undeniable. Or it just brings people joy, it brings people rest, and all these things add to their overall health and well-being and their ability to heal. So I think it's a great idea. I hope to see more of that going forward for sure.
Let me give you a marketing tidbit.
Yeah.
When in the 1800s, when we had mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
around the 1870s, the 1880s, we developed a treatment plan called moral therapy. And moral therapy was basically what you would do in a sanitarium. It was music, it was warm baths, it was sunshine, it was flowers, it was all. And
I heard they had sun decks too back in the day, yeah, for the patients.
And the success rate for that, it was 80%.
Wow.
And then modern psychiatry came along in the 20th century with its medications and hospitalizing people and electroshock, and the success rate dropped to 66 2/3.
Okay.
So they actually had less success.
Yeah. I hear you.
And I've always thought about that, because when I deal with people now, I use sound a lot.
Good.
I've always found it to work.
Yeah, and me too, and I think the ability, you know, for me, just to be able to bring people that moment where they're able to kind of break away, whether it's for a half hour or an hour. I haven't had one person come to a sound bath and leave feeling anything other than, oh my God, that was so wonderful. Thank you so much. Like, I really felt that. I really needed that. And I feel like, you know, with the world that we live in being so busy and having so many constant things vying for our attention, just to give people an opportunity to leave that all at the door and truly, you know, free their mind for a moment and it's been really rewarding, and I'm looking forward to I can't believe it's already been 7 months in San Carlos, and now we're gonna head back to California for a bit. And we have a few different types of events that we put on, our traditional kind of sound bath that you're seeing here. But we also do some music events as well, where we integrate sound healing frequencies in with music in a more kind of upbeat and, dance DJ type of way. So excited for all the possibilities coming up here in the next 2 months.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We wish you well and we'll see you.
God bless
And
everyone.
thank you so much. I'll continue off, but I just wanted to also share with you, not as a testimonial, but it was because I was here and I'm a Reiki master, and we had a young surgeon here, and he was having sinus problems, and I offered him Reiki after the session. And I played the solfeggio frequencies with the sinuses. And seriously, when I do that in my own house, within 10 minutes, I'm draining. And I worked on him. And the next time I saw him, we do this every 2 weeks. He's like, wow, that was amazing. And so for practitioners to understand and feel the healing is amazing. So anyone can learn it. It's just with your hands. It's a couple of courses. You can do it online. There's some Reiki masters that can send you distant Reiki. And it's just amazing what it can do. And a healing touch is also in a lot of hospitals. When I was in Hawaii, at the Unity Church of Hawaii, several healers were offering healing touch at hospitals and everything. So we're sharing the good news, and you are its messenger. Back to you.
And I do want to ask real quick, what is your website? Can you remind us what that is, so that, if people want to learn more about what you're all doing, that they can find you? Oh, hey, actually, can you unmute again, Marianne? Sorry.
So BWILLY, Be Willie the Healer. If you Google that, I'm gonna pop up my social medias. I have my link tree. We got some content out on YouTube for meditations and things of that nature. And that's a lot of what Hallelujah Jen and I are doing together. Is gonna be content as well as live events. And so, but if you Google Be Willie the Healer, you're gonna find me. Much love, y'all. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Again.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Again, I'll be just putting over the flyer to our sponsors on the Mark TV with 220 networks out of Phoenix, Arizona. Back to you.
Excellent. And actually, I did exactly what you said. I put in Be Willie the Healer and check it out. Exactly what pops up, also known as Brennan Williams, I love this, is a visionary artist and sound wizard who blends ancient sound healing frequencies such as gongs and singing bowls with modern hip hop production. So that's the first thing. And his practice focuses on nervous system regulation, clearing trapped emotions, and deep meditation. So that's what the AI overview showed us right away, and that's perfect. So easy to find more information, and thank you so much. Really appreciate the insights and the chance. Send us the sound, send us a video, because I would love to share that as well, because I know what you do is wonderful, and I'm sorry we weren't able to hear it right here. Ah, perfect. Love it. You guys are the best. Thank you.
We have to start learning to use sound and light, the energies, because we're finding out that the other stuff doesn't work. Now for chronic problems, not for acute problems, but for chronic problems. And we have to start learning to do that. I mean, that using those techniques, in Ayurvedic and Oriental medicine, it's sound. It's all vibration, and your ears are always open. Your hearing never goes to sleep.
What I think is amazing is this has been known, it's proven, yet there's hesitation and people don't take advantage of these proven techniques. And I do find that interesting. Once Western medicine kind of took over,
Yeah. But you have to understand the way they did it. It was planned.
actually tell us more. The more we know.
They back in the turn of the century, I'm gonna have to be, I'm trying to remember all of this. I used to have pretty down. There were 7 forms of medicine. There was chiropractic, allopathic, homeopathic, osteopathic. Did I say Oriental? Did I say Oriental in there?
I don't think so.
So there were the 5. I said homeopathic. Then there were and they also had astrology,
Ah,
which is looking at which now would be quantum. So what happened was all of those schools of medicine fought, and then penicillin came along. And that made allopathic medicine, they took that over. And they actually went to the medical schools and said, if we're only going to license your doctors that have this training. Right.
okay.
And they begin to separate those doctors out. But for penicillin, they wouldn't have been any other. Because you have to remember, if you go into Mexico, I remember I did a weekend at the medical center, at the medical school in Guadalajara, and I was teaching about neurotoxicology. And on my card at that time, it said behavioral medicine. And these guys, they thought I was a god or something because I dealt with behavioral medicine, and that's what they do down there. They have homeopathy. They have they do behavioral things. Everything isn't primary care allopathic medicine like it is here. And certainly in Europe, I remember when I was training, I was working with Dr. Thiel on quantitative EEG, and his son-in-law was in France, and I was working with him, and we were looking at what happens to your EEG under different circumstances. And he found out what I do, and he said, I didn't know there was anybody like you in the United States, because I worked with vitamins and energy and things like that to help people. In Europe, you can get a lot of the medications just by going and asking for them. But they have homeopathy there. We have homeopathy in this country, and pretty much the MDs control it. And that's why and then the naturopaths out there, I forgot, and they've come a long way. The naturopaths have really, really come a long way. Back to where they were. There were 2 schools, and they were both in Oregon. And people will tell you in pharmacy school, we used to study plants. We used to have a course called pharmacognosy, which was the study of what plants did when they went into your body. And everybody hated it.
But it was so valuable. But yeah.
But not back then, because everything had to have double-blind studies. So that was the thing. We're going to do double-blind studies, and we're going to show you exactly from the science how this works. Well, it is if your symptoms match what the drug is for, right? Especially when you get into these I forgot what they call them. They have drugs that are broad spectrum. They fit a lot of people, and then they don't have many drugs for people who have really what they call orphan diseases. And the reason we don't have those is because it costs too much money to bring the drug to market. So those people are left out, and they are the ones who go to the alternative healthcare practitioners. If they have enough sense. A lot of times somebody in my field will be talking and they will tell the person, well, we can do this and this, and this is what happens. And they go, that's great. I'm going to go ask my doctor. And, that's never going to work out well because the doctor doesn't want to lose the money.
It's
Now
a
in all honesty, that's starting to change because
good.
the young guys are going out there and saying, we're not getting very many people well. I mean, they realize it.
And I find it interesting too. I know I've got a friend who has some unique immune uh what's the right word for it here?
Weaknesses.
Yes. And she's very well versed in what's going on with her and some family members because it is unique. But she's done enough research and understanding. She was able to find a doctor that was not part of the mainstream system and was able to actually think about what's actually happening and was able to help them. Whereas if you just go to the regular, the immunologist or allergist, they were messing it up. They were just like, oh, A plus B equals C. It's like, no, it does not. It's not that simple. There's more to it. And they won't look at it. It's too complicated. They just want to treat what's on the surface and shove them along. And it doesn't
That's
work.
because they don't know what's down below.
And the part that gets me then is they aren't even willing to look at it to understand what it is. It's like, how are you? That's to me malpractice. I mean, they need to be able to look at it, and that's just not how the system
No,
is set up.
it's actually malpractice. If it's malpractice if they don't look at it. I'm sorry, if they do look at it, it's malpractice.
If they do look
because it's not standard accepted medical practice. Those are the words, standard accepted medical practice.
which drives me nuts because it doesn't work for everybody. We're all different. And I know in that particular case, and it's kind of fun. She likes to talk to me about it because I love the science end of things, and she doesn't have that many people to have those conversations with. And I can't say that I understand in the ins and outs of it all, but I get what she's saying, and it makes sense, and it's accurate. And she struggles to find anybody who, because that particular doctor that she was that did do the right thing for her retired, and she finally found somebody else. And of course, after a couple years with him now, that particular one is also retiring. It's like, oh, she keeps getting to these dead ends of now what? She's really is. She knows what she needs. Because they've gotten her to where things are working. Her body is doing what it's supposed to do now, but only under.
Does she take medication that requires a prescription?
Unfortunately, yes. And that's where the struggle comes in, because things like thyroid, I know that's one of her things where the standard medicine only works with, let's see if I get all the terminology correct, I think it only works with T4, and she needs T3 and T4, and not everybody will prescribe the right thing because they don't look deeply enough to understand she needs both. and I might not be relating that exactly right, because I'm trying to remember how she's worded everything, but that's one piece. There's allergies are a piece, and I can't even believe all the nuances, and everybody's so different, right? So I can't even imagine what it's like to be a doctor, because each person is so different. We don't all fit the cookie mold, you know.
And I tell people that all the time. I have 57 trillion cells. You have 57 trillion cells. My 57 trillion are different than your 57 trillion.
Right.
13 trillion in my brain are different than the 13 trillion in your brain. And it goes through a different filter. My
Yeah.
microbiome is different than your microbiome and reacts to different things. And that's complicated.
Oh,
Treating human beings is complicated.
yeah.
And I learned that when I was treating psychological and psychiatric problems. It's complicated. It's not easy. And there's so many things that intervene. But where does your friend live? How old is she?
Ooh, 50s. I want to say in their 50s, I believe. Near my age.
And does she live where in Wisconsin, there where you are?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so
I know a guy in Cleveland, but that's about as close as I can get.
ugh.
I'll look around. I'll see if I can find somebody for her.
Oh, that would be amazing. Because yeah, it's a struggle, and I find it what she shares is extremely interesting, because it all makes sense.
And
And
when she goes to the doctor, the regular doctor doesn't want to hear from her. He says, "What do you know? You didn't go to medical school."
pretty much that's that
Right,
whole thing
right,
of she's, in order to find people that can have the conversation, because they don't want to hear from her because she doesn't have an MD, so she can't possibly know what she's talking about, right? It's like she's only lived with it her whole life. So she is
she's
unique.
she's the kind of person that we look for because we want to teach you how to be your own healthcare consultant, so that you can be astute enough to judge whether somebody is helping you or not,
Right.
or know the questions to ask. And the problem is the questions she knows they don't have answers for.
You're right.
Right.
And
and rather than to say, well, let me look that up, they go, oh, that's great. You don't have to do that. Just take this pill and you'll be better. And I've lived with that for 50 years.
That is incredible. That type of, not being able to ask the questions, and John, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're having a fun conversation here. I love this.
Hi, John.
Harvey's always got great conversations.
Oh yeah.
And Sue.
It's just being old, buddy.
Yeah.
I had my 80th birthday Sunday.
Wow.
Oh, happy
So your health
birthday.
stuff must be working, huh?
And it was a great day. It was a great day.
Awesome.
I wish my granddaughter would have been there, but she's a camp. But it was a great day.
Great.
It was wonderful.
So obviously what you're preaching works. You're looking pretty good for 80.
Yep.
You got to keep on keeping on. And
Right.
and understand, you got to understand the game, because you got to play the game.
Knowing
if
the
you don't play
rules to
the
the game.
Right. If you don't play the game, you get lost.
No.
So, or you get out.
I don't want to get out. It's too soon.
No.
Well, oh my goodness. So John, I should ask you, what's all happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, still, certifying more people, which I love to do. So many practitioners already have great programs. They add mine and they just getting great results. They're getting great feedback from there. On another completely different track, I might have mentioned in the other show, we have opportunities maybe to get an investor. So my problem is we can help anybody. It doesn't matter, professional athlete, kid with autism. The problem has always been capacity So the goal is get investors so we can hire more salespeople, but more importantly, a lot more trainers. And we have different sectors, right? Senior care is a huge one for us. Mental recovery is a huge one. Students, athletes, obviously, and business people. So it's interesting. I have to change hats now, right? So I used to do this 20 years ago when I was a consultant to help companies grow like across, become multinational companies. And back then I determined I never wanted to have my own company, right? I just like to do what I like to do. And now I
And now
actually
look at
have to
you.
be able to build a company, right? So I have some great people helping. Um, and so it's, and without Claude, I never could have done any part of it. Claude has just been so great at pulling the research on the resources, giving me the to-do list. So it's actually been a lot of fun. So when I'm not actually, obviously we got to pay bills, so getting clients and certifying people. Now I'm working on building out the business plans, or I did a 7-page one that they requested that they loved. So now it's a matter of being able to start meeting with these investors. The cool thing is the potential of the pool of angel investors. Most of them are vets, and so much of my work was with the military. There's some natural connection there. So
Did,
that's when
did,
I'm
did-
not. Go ahead, Harvey.
yeah, John, did that work out with what Charlie and I did for you? Did that? No, I don't think we ever did that with you, did we? Did we take you to that Friday night group?
No, but let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So we've got great people, great resources. I've got someone building out the infrastructure, which, by the way, for Kurt, that voice AI is what BJ, he's a Marine, is building out. And the goal is to be able to connect resources online to all the vet support organizations. And obviously there's a tons of them, right? Project iHeart being one of them. So as that gets rolled out, we'll be able to support vets in so many different ways. And then that's kind of
Excellent.
going to be the digital infrastructure. And then we got to build all the training and everything else on top of that. So it's yeah, it's interesting. I like to do new things, learn things as I go along, and I'm learning a lot doing this process for sure.
Awesome. Love all the good things coming. And actually, I'll be having a conversation. I know I've got to connect you with somebody on campus. I've got
Okay, yes.
I've got a meeting set up with the gentleman I gotta think, at the end of the month. And I've got
Okay,
a couple of different topics to hit him up with, and you are one of them. So
great.
more to come.
Yeah, yeah, no, thanks. And any kind of education, we've always had great success, going back to inner city high schools in Chicago, to Southern Utah University, to it's just such a great way to help students. So that's one of our sectors that we're going to be focusing on. So yeah, I'd love to talk to anyone in that area.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm excited about the opportunity because this to be able to finally have a way to I keep thinking about all the wonderful people I've met and
Yeah,
the resources at our fingertips. Like I can't just keep it here. we got to get you guys out there
right.
where
Yeah,
it's
sure.
making a difference with the people around us. That's what it's all
Right.
about.
Have you looked
Exactly.
at the nonprofit agencies that are out there? That just
Yes.
because they're
And
nonprofit doesn't mean they don't have money.
exactly. My cousin actually, Peter Brinkhoff, we're going back 25 years. He actually wrote all the books that were in all the college courses for not-for-profits, and that's his main
Ah,
thing. He said,
wow.
you have money, right? You have to run a not-for-profit like a business. You can't run it like a
Mhm.
charity. And there's money there, and they have ways to access money,
But
and
they
it's for a good
also,
cause.
but they also know the ways they have to access the money is through writing government grants.
Yes, right, right. Well, that's one of the things we're building out also is a not-for-profit specifically for that. Because there's so many grants out there for inner city, but also for vets and all these things. So accessing that money is something I don't know how to do, but we're gonna find the right people to be able to do that.
And there are people that's what they do. They write grants.
Yeah, right, right.
and some of them get paid when the grant, if the grant gets funded, and some of them you have to pay before. I don't know the
Right.
difference for what goes on to that, but I do know that there are people out there who'll be willing to do that, and
Yeah.
especially if they think there's money. I mean, because they're gonna before they do the grant, they're gonna do the research to make sure that what you have fits what the grant requirements are.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I know you're right. It's because I've talked to grant writers over time, and you're right. There's certain restrictions, right? So I think there's a lot of restrictions where they can't get paid out of the grant, but you can actually pay them. I mean, if the grant comes in and you have the funding, then you can pay them. So that's
Right.
the tricky stuff that we need to figure out. But yeah, there's so much grant money out there. We got the results and the research, and so
I think it's
that's one.
exciting, John. I really think it's exciting.
Well, thank you. I mean, it is exciting to, just to be able to, my whole focus is much larger than it was, right? Instead of, helping this person or this team or this class or whatever. So, and again, Claude's been really helpful, working on the research and also laying out, when the money comes in, right? Because it can't do anything until then, it's not any money, but when it happens, we gotta have the kickoff meetings, our training meetings, our sales meetings. So that's kind of what I've
Do
been
you know how
working
to
on.
train your salespeople? I mean, do
Well,
you
that's
have
what we're gonna
that?
be working.
Do you have that down as a training method?
Yeah, exactly. And so I have a really good training director and a really good sales director. They're not paid yet, but they're going to be on board. Tim
Do you have
Stewart,
a-
I don't know if you ever came across him for the trainers, and then the sales. And I've never done any social media, so we'll outsource the social media to get, the funnel started. The best sales tool ever that I realize is when people have a short demonstration of what it is, so that salespeople have to be trained on how to do that. And then there's going to be the handoff, right? So it goes from the salesperson, they get the sale, and we got to hand it off to the trainers who can build out the program. So that's all the kind of stuff I'm working through now.
Do you have something to sell right now? Like if people came to your place, do you have something to sell them?
Oh, I do. That I've been doing. So, the brain training is the core of what we do. So, and that's why, lately I think I mentioned great success with autism, any kind of neurodivergence. We've got athletes. So that's part of the problem is we help everybody because everybody's got a brain. It's a matter of getting them started, based on what their needs are and what they can afford.
Well, I'm thinking more of you're hiring a sales force,
Right, right.
and you can do that through LinkedIn,
Yep, LinkedIn will be one. Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
and you can actually do it so they work on a commission. You might have to give them more than what you would like to, but you're better off to have a percent of something than all of nothing.
Right,
Particularly
right,
if you're going to hand it off to people you're training, and they're getting experience.
right.
So if you've got a
right.
pitch, the thing is you've got to have a pitch
Yeah, no,
that you can train that you can train your sales force with.
yeah, and so basically what I was just working on now is our first big, training weekend. We're gonna have a whole weekend, it'd be offsite, get everybody together. The trainers need to know something about sales. I did this many years ago when I was consulting, and the typical problem with any kind of, this was technology back then, it was at Abbott Labs. Typically what happens is nobody wants to talk to salespeople, right? They don't. But we already had consultants who already had access to senior management because they're doing great work. So part of that was training them on how to start the conversation and then turn it over to the salesperson. And that's one of the things we'll be doing as well, is that, synchronizing between sales and then the actual trainers doing the implementation. And we'll probably start with, so each sector, my goal is to have, each sector is going to have a master trainer that's salary, right? Because it's all they're going to be doing. But then, as you said, Harvey, we can offload a lot of it to 1099s. They can be on a commission basis. They can bring their own expertise in. So that's all the numbers that Claude's helping me with.
And not
now.
only that, you're getting their Rolodex.
Yeah, right. That's right.
There aren't going to be many people out there now that don't know somebody who's neurodivergent in some way.
Right. Well, and that's why we're separating it by performance sector. And my goal is to hire salespeople who have a personal interest in there. So, someone who's going to be working senior care, which is could be a huge market for us. If they've got aging parents, they've dealt with it. They're going to have more connection to the people that they're working with. Same thing for athletes. Same thing for business people. We want someone in the business, the trainers, to have business experience so they know what their clients are going through. So that's kind of what we're trying to do now, is put together the requirements for each of the different sectors for sales and trainers. Because you're right, almost everybody knows somebody nowadays, especially with the autism boom, that with neurodivergent family members or friends. So
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the word out.
right.
I'm actually
And,
curious, Emily, are you around that you want to come on? Because she had sent me a note about the autism conference coming up this fall in Madison. I can share my screen if you
okay.
like, and it's perfect time to bring that up and share a bit about
Yeah.
what I'm working on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Emily.
Hey,
Hi,
Emily.
everybody. Hi, boys. So
Okay.
yeah, I just wanted to. This is part time talking about neurodivergence and that kind of thing. Been on a planning committee for the last like 6 years. Um, Planning a yearly autism conference.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be going into our 8th conference coming up in November. I believe.
Emily, do they have not only speakers, but do they have exhibits where people can go and that have programs?
Like workshops?
Yeah, well, no, a hall where all the people, some people write books, some people have tapes, some people, they have places like that where the entrepreneurs can go.
We haven't gotten that big. I mean, we have, I think last
Yeah.
year we've had a few people that
I
had
think
tables.
they call it exhibits.
Yeah,
So
we're,
if the
I think
conference
that's,
is big enough, they have exhibit halls.
yeah, we haven't gotten that big. I mean, last year we had a few people that had a couple of tables, but I think it's a good, they're looking to maybe have a few more people like that, but,
John,
yeah.
where are you? Where do you live again?
I
Arizona?
live in Las Vegas.
Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
I was
Yeah.
see,
Uh-uh.
you could probably go and talk at one of these.
Right.
It wouldn't
Right.
cost you much,
Right.
and you'd get some exposure, and you'd also learn what to say and what not to say. You want to do small ones like this first.
Yeah. And Sue, I sent you a bunch of reports. Did I send you the one on autism?
Yes. I remember seeing that. I haven't gone through it all yet, but I remember seeing that in there. Yeah.
Because I'm wondering, Emily, if that's something you could bring to someone at this conference. And I'd love to speak or any way I can help. We've just gotten such amazing results quickly. So if you look over that report, you'll see that. I can send it directly to you to Emily, or Sue, if you want to show it to Emily. I think this would be a great place to present or get the information out.
Oh yeah, if one of you wants to send it to me, I'll
Yeah.
look at it or bring it up. But anyway, this year's conference is November 7th, which I believe is like the first Saturday in November. At a community center here in Madison. However, we do have Zoom going to make it kind of a hybrid event for those who aren't able to actually make it in person. And
Is this a state conference?
more or less, yes. But anybody from outside Wisconsin can participate. It's not just
Yeah.
solely a Wisconsin thing. even though
I'm
it's
talking
based here in
about,
Wisconsin.
but is it geared toward the autistic population of Wisconsin, or can people come from Illinois,
You can come
Minnesota,
from Illinois. It's not
Michigan?
geared just to people in Wisconsin who have autism. It's geared to the whole autism community in general.
So how do you publicize it? How do you let people know it's there?
A lot of it's been kind of word of mouth lately, but I mean, we have this website, we have social media pages out there. We've sent out different messages to people. I mean, our Autism Society has kind of
And
promoted it on their
on your
stuff.
website, does it have a list of the speakers in the program?
It will once
I've done this a few times, as you can tell, Sue.
it will once
Awesome.
we confirm speakers and stuff. But Sue, if you scroll down a little bit, we're looking
Submit a
for
proposal.
Perfect.
we're looking for people to who are interested in being a speaker to kind of so
There you go,
let us know
John.
that they're interested and we'll
Yeah,
go
no,
through
I'd love
whatever.
to.
So,
And Madison's a great town. The last time I was in Madison, actually in person, I trained the Wisconsin Badgers hockey team. And
Awesome.
they went out and beat Minnesota 2 games in a row. They've never beaten Minnesota 2 games in a row before afterwards. So
Wow.
if I go in person, I can probably leverage connections to the university as well. I mean, in person is always a lot more fun. I mean, obviously we do stuff via Zoom, but if you can be there in person, it's always better. So I
But
will.
this is going after
send you
one of your
some-
target groups.
Yeah, perfect. One of our targets is exactly the word to get out for sure. And being able to present, if I can, we'll have to go through the proposal process. But I've talked to other autism organizations, and a lot of them. So here's the thing. What I love about this is it's open conference. There are, and I've done had the same problem with. There's a big concussion program. I can't remember the name. The guy who runs it reached out to him several times. A lot of these organizations, they use the stories to raise money. They don't always are actually after a cure. It's the same thing with this concussion thing. They loved all the stories to raise funds, but when I offered to reach out, even work for free with some of the people, they wouldn't do it. And the same thing with some of the autism groups. But this looks different, Emily. This looks like it's an actual conference where they're trying to bring in people who can help the population. So
yeah, it's like it's like about bringing the autism community together with the non-autistic and
yeah,
kind of bridge the get the communication right and how we
right.
help each other and whatever. So yeah.
You have
Yeah,
to
so
remember,
that-
John, there's more money in sickness than there is in health.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely right. That's right. Yeah,
And if we get
That's right.
people well, we're not going to have a job. Of course, there's an
That's
endless
right.
amount of people that are sick, but we don't
Yeah.
look at that.
right.
I see we have hi Santa.
Hey,
Greetings,
Santa.
everybody. How we doing?
Papa John, what's going on with you, buddy?
Lots is going on, lots and getting exciting and some new developments. I was on a really interesting podcast with a couple veterans this morning, and they were pretty excited. So that was a good meeting this morning. And then just got off my meeting with another buddy. I'm gonna try and figure out how to create a 6-hour continuous video for YouTube with my stories and stuff like that. So that seems to be the new
Great.
trend is, do a 6 or an 8 hour video And so the parents can put it on there and just let it play.
I bet Claude can tell you how to do that.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. What's going on with you guys? I just caught the end of who was doing that, or was that Emily you were talking about?
The inaugural conference is coming up, so yeah.
I was just saying a little something about that. Yeah. So
Yeah, and Helpopedia, if you guys don't know about Helpopedia, Dr. and John, what a great organization and what a great amazing bunch of people that are involved in that. I mean, the gentleman that's doing the website is the former CEO of GoDaddy. And in 3 months, he's on task to hit 400,000 people a year hitting the website. And he figures by
Wow.
September will be over 1 million. So he knows some tricks and some traits to get some people involved. And it's very interesting and friendly, knowledgeable, and helping Mary, the young lady I do a lot of work with. She's been trying to put some proposals together for the Minnesota government to put some proposals for some law changes for the special needs community. And these guys says, heck with Minnesota, let's go big time. We will help you
Yeah.
get everything set up so we can present it to Washington by October. So Mary is just over the roof ecstatic. And I'm on a subcommittee with a bunch of people that we're going to do a bunch of foster care initiatives for families and children. And the one lady has like 2,500 women in her group, and she's been excited all week saying, "I'm meeting with Santa. I'm meeting with Santa."
Perfect.
And these people are going, "You're meeting with who?" Sure. Yeah, I understand. So I get
You're
to
a
meet
big
with-
deal, buddy.
Well, the more doors I knock on, the more doors I'm getting opened. And the cool thing about it is they're going to really start promoting the heck out of me. And she's got some members in her organization and committee and group, big players in Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, some of the big social media players, and they're going, we got to get Santa and get him going viral because this guy is big time and he's putting out some good products. So, one of the little things I said to the other day, and they got excited over it, was movie night. How many foster parents take all the foster kids to a movie? And they went, usually not very many, just because of the cost factor. And I said, well, why don't we make that one of our first initiatives for September? Let's figure out how we can talk to some movie producers, organizations, companies, and say, hey, we want to present an idea so that all the foster kids can go to movie night with the parents. And we're trying to really emphasize on foster kids deserve those quote, quote, family memories that we all enjoyed as we were growing up.
Are you talking about actually physically going to the movie theater or
Yes.
having movie night at home?
No, physically going to a movie theater.
Well, there are a lot of places around that they have. There are two of them around that they're chains that have big, 8 or 10 screens, and then they have then they have the ones that are independent.
Yep.
And they're smaller theaters, and they would be willing to talk to you about giving them a special discount.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I
Right.
said. And, do it on a Tuesday night, one of their
We did
slower
that
nights
too,
of the
Sue.
week. Yeah. And then Mary said she knows someone that owns a production studio that actually makes movies, and they would love to be part of this to give ticket breaks to foster families. So that was just one of the ideas that we're going to start promoting and seeing how we can do. Because
That's great.
the one idea that the one lady come up with is how many people own cottages that use their cottages 2 or 3 weeks a year. If there would be a way to give foster families a way to get access to some of those cottage time, how many times do you hear foster parents say, well, we want to go on a trip and we want to take all the foster kids, but we just can't afford it. It's just not feasible because of X, Y, and Z. What if there was a way to help them create that family time, to create those family memories?
It would
Because
mean a lot to those children.
oh, this lady that is heading this up, she was in 19 different foster homes and never went on one family vacation. She says,
Wow.
I want to change that because everybody
God bless her.
that lived a normal life talk about children. They go on family vacation, whether it's across town, it's across the street, it's across the state, it's an hour away. Somebody has a memory of family time vacation when they were a young person. But foster children don't have the same thing.
Right.
And I said, why? What can we do to change that? And this lady is just ecstatic, going, what a great incentive to start the next meeting on something as simple as, hey, go for the weekend to a cottage to give someone in the foster care system a memory that they won't forget.
A
Right.
good memory.
A great memory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Unless, of course, they get chased by the alligator, and then it's not really a good medium.
Unless it's this alligator.
Yeah, there you go. But I mean,
Yep, they're water
I'm-
skiing.
I'm part of
So-
a group that's doing this, and man, it's so positive and uplifting, and it's becoming fun. And the cool thing is, I'm meeting new people that are going, wow, you're actually Santa Claus, and you actually, do things in some of my stories, and they're getting, guys, you missed an incredible story time on Wednesday. I got to read a story, Doc, you'll love this one, written by a 12-year-old autistic young lady. I got to read her
awesome.
story. And let me tell you, it was an incredible story. And of course, she was on there and her mom was on there. This is Mary, the lady that I do a lot of work with in southern Minnesota. And it was her daughter that wrote this. Actually, she was only 11 when she wrote it. She just turned 12 here a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I got to read her story. So what a proud moment for me, and exciting for her as well.
Is there a video of that?
Not yet. I'm going to record it tonight.
See, I'm
That-
always
that-
looking at ways to make money. That was my
Yep.
thing that I
And
did.
of course, it is already on Amazon. She's got it on Amazon. So I will be promoting that as well for her. So
So this website you're going to do, this YouTube, is it going to be a special YouTube channel that like people pay a monthly fee because you're the babysitter?
don't know yet. Because what happens is you get up to certain hours and certain views, YouTube will be paying me. And
That's even better.
YouTube pays big money when you start getting X amount of views and amount of viewer time. I mean, this lady does children's books, and she reads and she does story time. She's really big in the 1 to 6 or 2 to 6 year olds. I've got her name written down. She's got like videos with 50 million views.
Wow.
And she literally makes $1 million a year just by putting these videos up because the kids are watching them. When you start getting videos with 40, 50, 60, 80 million dollars or million views, you're making a couple $100,000 a month. Yeah,
Dang.
it's absolutely phenomenal. And she's got a couple videos that are 900 million views. Yeah.
900 million?
900 million. And they're children's
incredible.
stories. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm looking for some of the royalties when you read the Acts of Kindness series created by Mariana Waikiki and showcasing the folk man as puppets, Santa Papa John. That's going to attract, we have 500 million people worldwide with the hearing loss. We have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service who can read these books. So I'm in. I'm supporting you. Go for it. Let's do it.
Yep.
I saw in the chat there, Marianne, you had something you wanted to bring up. Why don't you go ahead?
Yes. There has been outbreak in the United States with vegetables and stuff. And it's hitting Michigan. They've had 700 people. Can you see that? I
The,
guess.
Oh, yeah.
the explosive diarrhea?
Yes. Yes. I'm in San Carlos, Mexico. I haven't been in America, but I got it down here. And I've been sick all week.
Oh no.
So, yes. And I had, 4th of July party. Everybody ate the same thing, hamburgers, sweet potatoes, and cheesecake. Then we had a Mexican pool party for the soccer. And I thought it was just hot sauce because I ate hot sauce Sunday. And no, so I've had it ongoing for a week now. And it's not fun. So we had some other friends tell us that they had family come down and they had the same thing too. So wash your vegetables. Then was watching the news, and then now this outbreak is happening. So it is not fun. I'm going on, 6 days now. And so you guys make sure you wash your vegetables and everything.
With baking
and-
soda, watch baking soda. Yeah.
Or vinegar.
yeah,
Or
vinegar.
both vinegar
Vinegar
and
does the
baking
same
soda.
thing.
And,
Have you not
and I
ever
can-
seen those videos where they're showing you're throwing the vegetables or the fruit in the water and then they add the vinegar or whatever and all these stuff
worms
comes
come
off
out.
the all these things come off the vegetables and possibly even some little critters.
yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to postpone my eyelid surgery, so I'm going to have that on Wednesday. I'm still recovering, and we just did the sound bath for you, Santa Papa John and John Kennedy joining us. Brennan and Jen and I just did their summer sound bath. They're going to be returning to California. We have some great videos to share with that for healing. And it just also cleaned me out too. So a sound bath can clean you out additionally. And I went, just to let you know, I just want to say this. I went for my women's health here in San Carlos, Mexico. And I had a mammogram and I'm waiting for the results. That was $50 out of pocket, just to let you medical people know that. And I had my labs done. That was over $100, but everything is good. No parasites, just a little high cholesterol, knock on wood, uric acid. And then I had women's health and it was not a normal OBGYN. I walked into the room. It's a nice brand new hospital on the water, okay? Beautiful, clean as can be. And anyway, she wasn't an OBGYN. She was a chemist who took a sample for me for women's health. And that cost me $12. $12 US. So that's a little bit of a
Was
cost.
that their version of the Pap smear?
Yes, yes. So
Oh.
that got the results back. I uploaded to Chat GPT. Everything's good. No detection of cancer or anything, knock on wood. Be turning 59 next month. So anyway, it's a brand new hospital. So, you know, we have great medical programs, but I'm just sharing the cost of prices out there and my eyelid surgery will cost me $125 at the doctor's office and they wanted $4,000 at the hospital and
And
350 in Tucson.
Mary Ann, just to make sure you're not in the United States, right?
Right, I'm not. But I am going to be submitting all this to the United Healthcare. That's the good thing. So I have to send it to a special department in Salt Lake City that takes foreign claims as Americans because we're expats down here. And so, yeah, so we'll be submitting all that as well. So I just wanted to share an update. And then United Healthcare too, just to let you guys know, if you have it, you can report that if you exercise, they will give you $10 a month. And the captain was just over here yesterday with the Husky. It's extremely hot. And we found out we could go online, Walmart online. We could order supplements and have them shipped to the storage unit where we pick up the stuff for the sailboat and stuff. So good information to know. And, you know, keep it on a budget. Yes. And so he went and picked up some things down here yesterday. We were sitting here going on Chat GPT, going back and forth on different things and the price difference, etc. So anyway, you know, check it out, see what else is out there, because you're probably being overcharged for something.
And be very wary of the high temperatures we're having, because that's why we're having all these bugs.
Yeah.
These bugs come
Yeah,
out when
that's
the
what I think.
temperatures go up.
Yeah. So I think I got it from a grocery store because I picked a celery and I think I just ate a little bit of it, just like a little thing before I cooked for 4th of July, but nobody else got sick. But yeah. So anyway, it's not fun at all. So
Even in
and when
Minnesota right now.
when they say it's explosive, it sure is. So that's why they named it that. I hate to bring that up, but I have it down here. We're sharing with families and everything like that. So you'll be down on the count. You won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to leave your house.
No.
Even in Minnesota, guys, we're sitting at 88 right now. Feels like 94 with the humidity.
Kurt, Sue and Kurt, you won't be able to water ski if you get this virus. Make sure you take care of your ski team.
Well, they would have their own jet propulsion.
That's right.
Wouldn't need the boat, Sue.
We need the boat. I don't know if anybody wants that show though.
Nobody wants to follow you either.
Nope.
That's right.
So with that in mind, I kind of sent you guys too, as the creative director, when I'm going to have my eyelid surgery next week. I gave you guys a kind of like a quarterly update. Santa Papa John, my birthday is Saturday, August 8th, and that's the Lions Gate. I'll be 59. I want to know if we can kick off the book, Righteous Acts of Kindness. It's a short book with you reading it with Pono, the Hawaiian polo pony, the horse and the mini horse. So maybe that could be an opportunity to kick off for your YouTube channel. And it's going to be back to school right around there too. So we have these book series to get out there, Santa Papa John. And I met with Helene in Nonprofit TV, who is opening up Las Vegas. So it's a kind of a quarterly thing to introduce these characters. And also I was introduced to Benjamin here from Denver. He's a retired veteran He's taken on the journey of this sailboat, and he's lost his son. And he left some Facebook, pretty powerful, of the struggles, that being the mental strength and everything. So I sent it to Kurt and you guys, and to watch it. And I think he would be really a hero to make some sort of documentary with all of you professionals, John Kennedy and Dr. Harvey and Project Die Hard in sailing, and he's having issues with his hearing. And I have that too. I did sail, so it's just something to think about. It's an idea. I sent it to him. I'll talk to him personally first to kind of let him know. But I think it would be a really good documentary to document this veteran in a sailing journey and everything, and the mental strength and all that. So I'm explaining the quarterly email that I sent you guys also too. So it's all good stuff. So we'll see what happens and kind of go from there for the next quarter. So thank you so much for your time. Santa Papa John, please put it on your calendar. August 8th, it's a Lion's Gate. It's a portal opening. I'll be 59. Righteous Acts of Kindness. The little mini horse puppet, Pono, and the large puppet. So we also have an app game to play then that day. It's my birthday, and we will so go out and play. So back to all of you. Thank you so much for letting me share a little bit of a medical update and share this on Nonprofit TV as well as on the Mark TV and the Disability Channel. Back to you.
Well,
Right.
and I know, yeah, go ahead.
No,
Oh, sorry.
I just said, all right, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, good. Well, do you guys have things coming up? I know we're middle of summer right now. Anything that you want to make sure to share out there, whether it's events or like Dr. Harvey, you were starting to say about the heat. We need to watch ourselves in the heat, take good care of ourselves.
I wrote a newsletter about the heat, and the problem is, what's your average high temperature where you live, Santa?
Ooh, this
Not
is
now, not now.
normally in the summertime, you're getting the 75s and 80s. This is a little bit above normal, but there's normally, I think about 10 or 12 days that we hit the 90s. So, we might be pushing that this year already.
The problem is that if you're in the 70s or the 80s and it hits the 90s, people start dying.
Yeah.
And in this kind of heat, it's the humidity that gets you in trouble.
Yep.
Because you not only have the heat, you have the humidity, and you don't sweat, particularly if you don't have air conditioning. And I would say a lot of people up where you live don't have air conditioning. So when the temperature,
well, I don't know about most. I would say probably 50% of the houses have. But I'll tell you what, Doc, we were looking at going, hey, it's 70 degrees. We can, turn the AC off tonight. This was the other night. We were sitting playing cards, just watching, listening to some music. And at 9 o'clock, it was 70 degrees and it was 70% humidity going. Yeah, that's not bad. We can turn things off. Within half an hour, it was 69 degrees, Doc, and 84% humidity. We went, we're not turning the AC off. That humidity just sucks the life out of you.
and where we live, if the temperature at night doesn't get below 80 degrees, that's when you start dying because your body can't relax.
Yep.
I would say up where you are, your average. I mean, I had a little girl that we lived next door to each other. She would go up to Bemidji, Minnesota, for camp, and she would have long leggings and sweaters, and it was August. I said, "What are you doing?" And it got into the 40s up there. Well, if it gets into the 40s, and your average is 40 to 70. And now your average is 70 to 90, your body can't cool off.
Yep. Bemidji is 100 miles north of us.
Well,
So, yeah.
And that's why it's so important that you have to have salt in your water all time when you drink.
Yeah.
Those are the electrolytes. That's when you sweat, right? What are you doing? You're sweating out your salt.
Yeah.
And
So
and
that's
and
why
even and even in
that's why.
Arizona,
Oh yeah, in Nevada here we put salt and baking water in our water all day long. That's why the irony is that's why if someone does have heat exhaustion and the ambulance comes, the first thing they do is they pump them full of saline solution, right? You have to, and so all these, when they say restrict sodium, they're talking about in your processed food. You need
right?
real good salt, whether Himalayan salt or the Utah salt or something. You got to put it in your water all day long. That will prevent a lot of what's happening from the dehydration and the sweat.
And even in Arizona or Nevada where you are, you sweat,
Yeah.
the salt comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly. Right.
And
That's
people don't realize that, but this is really it's on my YouTube, not my YouTube, my LinkedIn, and on our website, and it talks about the things you have to do to protect yourself at night
Yeah.
because your body isn't healing. Your body doesn't have a chance to just calm down. Your blood pressure goes down, your brain gets clear. All of that stuff goes when you go to sleep. And when you have this humidity and the heat, those things don't happen.
No.
Right.
It just keeps
Right.
up the stress. And that's why in Europe, there's hundreds of thousands of people dying because only 20% of their population are there, not population, 20% of their buildings have air conditioning.
Isn't
And
that
then the
crazy?
government says you can't turn it down to below 80 degrees.
Yeah.
That's not helping.
I saw a funny, one that's so funny. So again, all these soccer fans are here, right? And they can't believe all the air conditioning. And I saw a funny meme. Someone says, the way we can solve global warming is if Americans turn on their air conditioning and open up all their doors and windows. Right.
Well,
Cool it down.
that's because in Europe they don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the ability to produce electricity, and if they could produce it, they don't have the wiring to carry it.
Right.
Well, and it's the political thing, the whole green planet BS that's shutting down. I mean, they had, Germany, I think it was, they used to provide most of their energy from nuclear plants. They shut them down. You've got all these, these people that want to worry about the future of the planet while people are dying in their backyard.
Yeah.
More people die in Europe from heat exhaustion than in the US from guns.
Yes.
That's how crazy it is.
Really?
Wow.
So yeah, it's an epidemic over there. It's because, as you said, they don't have air conditioning. They can't keep cool, and it's politically motivated. It's not science based. It's
No,
important
it's
that people
political.
How is it politically motivated?
because it's all about saving the planet, the green thing. I mean, the whole myth of global warming is just a joke, right? I mean, all the research coming out now is showing this. We haven't had. I mean, it was warmer in the past. There's no the pictures of beaches around the world over the last 40 years. Nothing has the water hasn't changed. You've got
the one I giggle
whole
about,
temperature,
John?
the whole carbon thing, right? Carbon dioxide feeds plants. You know what they're doing here, which is so stupid in Las Vegas? They're all worried, they're taking out grass lawns and they're putting down artificial turf because they want to avoid. Well,
Yeah, for water.
what does grass do?
For water. Yeah.
So here's what happens. Grass takes carbon dioxide in and gives us oxygen. But
Yep.
the problem is, so they have all these schools now with all the playing fields are now artificial turf. Well, what
Yeah.
happens to artificial turf when it's 110 degrees out there?
It melts.
The artificial
Melts.
turf is now 120 degrees. Kids are getting burned. So how do they cool it? They spray it with water. So instead of just having grass, they're spending
and the grass takes up the water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just so backwards. And
John, the one I giggle about is what you were just talking about, the water levels, is they showed a picture of Plymouth Rock where they wrote on the rock and blah, blah, blah. 150 years ago, it was like, 10 inches or 8 inches, whatever the number was, below or above water. And then they showed a
Yeah.
picture of it like 2 years ago. It's still 8 inches above the water,
that's
so
right.
there is a cycle that happens. It's part of nature. Water
Yes,
goes up,
yes.
water goes down. Trees go up, trees go down. There's a cycle, but these morons, and I'm going to be politically incorrect, these morons that are saying the world is dying because we're doing this, that, and everything else, horse manure.
Of course. Well, and the other thing they always forget
It's all about this stuff right here.
It's all, and here's the other thing. It's all about what they always take out of that is innovation,
Yeah.
right? If there was a real problem. So let's say like even on, let's say the water was rising. What do? You build walls, you put a lot of people to work, you keep the water out. I mean, we're always coming with more efficiency. We have batteries now that are efficient. We have insulation that's efficient. We have so many things that are
But they can't figure
efficient.
out Lake Mead yet, though.
Well, I was at a salon 2 weeks ago that was interesting. So the thing with Lake Mead, the problem is Lake Mead is water goes to all these other states that it doesn't need to.
Right?
And so Lake Mead actually it's really low. It's been lower, but if they can start conserving the water, because what's happening is all these other states are pulling the water from Lake Mead that shouldn't be because they're not managing. Well, look at California. You know what the most destructive things to water is? Almond plantations. All these California vegans who, want to save the planet, they drink almond milk. It takes, I think it's like 168 gallons of water to produce 1 pint of almond milk or something like that. Plus, they're murdering.
There was idiots in California, instead of diverting it to where it should be going, oh, we'll flip the switch because the government pissed me off or whatever the case may be, and we'll shoot it right out to the ocean.
Yeah.
Instead of filling up the aqueducts or using it for practical purposes, they flipped the switch and they sent it right out to the ocean.
Yeah, that was Newsom. So
and that's a proven fact already. And sorry to say, Newsom has been very destructive to California.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe he's still in office.
Yeah,
but
He's not, or he won't be.
He won't be, fortunately. But who knows what look what happened in LA, right? I mean, after all those devastating fires, the one guy that wasn't politically motivated didn't even make the top 2 for the runoff. Karen Bass, right? I mean, the mayor that oversaw all that is still in office or is going to be. So California, you can't reason with California.
I uploaded here. I uploaded the water, Himalayan salt, lemon, apple cider vinegar, baking soda.
Yeah, baking soda is good. We use it for so one of the things we've been trying to do is to reduce all chemicals and plastics from everything we can, and it's amazing what happened. So shampoo, you don't use shampoo anymore. You don't need shampoo to wash your hair. If you want to run it through baking soda a couple times a week, you can do that. Baking soda is great for deodorant. You don't need soap unless it's a pure soap. All has chemicals in it. Plastics, everything we get in plastic, we put in a glass bottle because those microplastics more and more are accumulating. Sunscreen is one of the worst things you could ever use because of the chemicals. You get early morning sun, get sun in the morning when the sun first comes out. It resets every 36 different things in your body resets. So you're less likely to get burned. If you don't want to get burned, you cover yourself. But sunscreen, you're putting poisons, seed oil poisons on your skin that's getting absorbed. And that's why we have all this skin cancer. We didn't have skin cancer like we do now before sunscreen. So I encourage everybody, look at everything you do.
I got one thing I want to quick share with you too, talking about the scalp. So every summer, I guess, here because of the humidity. So this, because you're sweating in the scalp, I mean, you're just miserable. And the hair
Yeah.
salon ladies, I went over and got like, not flour. I can't think, it's not baking. It wasn't baking soda, but that's good to know. It was some other baking. And I put it and it cooled off of my scalp to absorb all this excessive heat, humidity, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, yeah, because it's unbearable. You are miserable. So I'm taking precautions this year of like, yeah, not trying to walk as much because I like to walk, but I'm going to walk in the pool. And I'm grateful. I have a pool. I have a pool outside my door with fountains, but it's hot here. And
Yeah.
again, it's about the humidity and
Yeah.
walking and being hydrated. So again, we're sharing with the World of Ability podcast and On the Mark TV, nonprofit TV. On the Mark TV is 220 networks out of Phoenix. Phoenix has a high heat index there too. So anybody that's watching, we are sharing how to hydrate with water, Himalayan salt, lemon, apple cider
Yeah.
vinegar, and baking soda. And I watched another doctor that said, take a teaspoon of baking soda every morning and watch what happens in 4 days. I started
Yeah.
doing it and inflammation, my joints felt better and everything. So,
Yeah.
yes, it's being alkaline based and everything like that. So, and the
This,
Himalayan salt, I notice I'm hydrated. I don't buy electrolytes or Gatorade, just water with the Himalayan salt. And drink it at night too, so you do it all night long. But so we're
glass
sharing with
bottles.
our
Every
audience.
night, every night we fill glass bottles with filtered water and some salt and baking soda. And then just drink that all during the day. So no plastics. And as Marianne said, baking soda and the salt. So just little things you can do, right? But they're simple, but once you get in the habit of them, it makes a big difference.
Well, I
So
know, and we are.
Marianne, you actually noticed the inflammation going down taking the baking soda. And how much baking soda did you take every day? You're
Oh,
you're
you're
muted.
muted.
You're muted, Marianne.
Like a mini, not a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon. I do it in the morning on
Maybe a quarter.
yeah, on an empty stomach. But it just depends. Okay, because the apple cider vinegar and you drink it, but now that it's hot, okay, it's like a mocktail, and you can add lemon to it and put ice in it, and it's like a mocktail throughout the day, like an apple juice. Okay, so you balance it out so you don't taste it. All right, and you just got to get used to it. But seriously, I've been noticing sleeping in my joints, and I'm doing it every day, and yes, so it's just one of nature's things that we should be doing all the time. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
but
have to
yeah,
try that because I tell my clients to start off the morning with 16 ounces of some kind of purified water,
Mhm.
with a I don't know, half a tablespoon of lemon, or put a slice of lemon in there, and ever so often put it in a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna have to try that
Yeah.
because yours
all
sounds
right, well,
better.
let's everybody do a challenge here. How about we do a challenge here? Can we commit this week that everybody can do it,
Okay,
and we'll
Well,
share our results? And
okay.
you'll
yeah.
notice the difference. They say in 4 days and up to 20 days, you're going to be amazing. So I'm not doing these YouTube challenges, but I'm just
Doc,
telling
have
you,
you seen these
I've
videos?
noticed it.
Have you seen these videos about pineapple skin and cinnamon?
Yes.
Oh, is that good? What do
Long
you do?
ago, long ago when I first got into this business, I had to go out and look for things because I treated inflammation. That
Yeah.
I saw that's what caused all of the problems.
Mhm.
We use something called bromelain, which comes from the pineapple skin. We use cinnamon because
Mm.
we didn't have the anti-inflammatory stuff that we have now readily available like it is now. You had to go out and find all that stuff. So yeah, I believe it.
Huh.
And now they're even talking about watermelon rind. And my mother said, don't ever drink that. You're going to get sick. Oh, okay. But now they're talking
No,
about
watermelon's-
But now I'm seeing the videos where even
The Japanese use
the
watermelon rinds.
Japanese, but also the Amish.
Oh,
are
really?
using- yeah, the Amish, that they said there's no diabetes in the Amish community at all because they've used the pineapple skins and cinnamon forever, and they've known that for
Oh.
hundreds of years.
They also have a healthier diet too, but yeah, I
Yes.
think that's probably, yeah.
I'll
Right.
see if I can find the video on using rice water to clean your hair.
Hmm. That sounds
And
good.
and I mean that was it was
Yeah.
really amazing the way the hair came out after 2 or 3 days.
Well, what you can do
Washing.
too, you take a rice and you put it in the refrigerator and let it ferment for a couple of days. And then you put it on like a face mask on your skin and you watch the blemishes come off. My face got so clearer and glowy, and that's why Asian women look so good too as well. And it's pretty inexpensive
Yes.
treatment. And I'm doing Dr. Teal's lemon scrub. I got Dr. Teal's is amazing. I got the lavender to do at night. So it's got Epsom salt, soaking your feet in baking soda too, and apple cider vinegar is the thing. And it's just pulling all the toxins and all the stuff out. They also have a shower right now telling you what I have, eucalyptus and I got the lemon scrub. But I also had that when I went sailing for 91 days, and it really helps your sore
skin.
muscles. And
Yeah.
the captain is now starting to use it. So all this magnesium, it has magnesium in it, and soaking your feet at night. It helps with detoxing and you feel better. Your feet. Anyway, I'm going to make my little mocktail right now so you guys can continue to talk. Little apple. I
I've
don't know
got
if
to
I can do
go
apple
have
cider right
dinner
now.
or lunch.
Yeah, it's actually, you guys are amazing. What an awesome conversation. I'm grateful
Always
that you guys are all here and hope you can come on back next week as we can continue this great piece with
We're-
you guys are
and we're all
awesome.
going to be testing the effects of baking soda. Yeah, it says in Nathan, we're all going to be talking about baking soda. Take care, you
All
guys.
right.
Stay safe.
All right, cheers.
Drink,
Have a good
drink
one.
a lot of water.
Thanks, Sue.
You bet.
Thanks, Sue and
Thank you
Emily.
guys.
Thanks,
Have a great
Sue.
day and
Thanks,
we'll see
Emily.
you next week.